Who's I am the One Piece Shark.
What's going on, y'all? I'm @_Scully on Twitter. I've been missing that for a minute, but I'm back.
It's good to have my wingmate back. Almost a bigger return as Klay Thompson. But anyway, this the corner man Trev, the chief of staff for Dylan.
What's good? Almost.
Good one.
Yeah, you said that one in there, man. I can't even come back after that one, man. But we do still miss Skylar's voice all the way, though. But it's really she the man throwing it down to the big fella down low.
Yes, sir. The big man at Tev Shakir. What it do, Grizz Nation? Happy New Year to you.
Yep. And we have a special guest today, man. Mr. Ryan Haskett, man. How you doing, my guy?
What's going on, you guys, man? Nice to see everybody. Big fan of the podcast. Big fan of what you guys do. And, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. We're going to try to keep it cordial, Ryan. But, you really my dog. People don't understand, our relationship. So we're going to keep it cordial. We're going to keep it professional, brother. How you feel about the Grizz right now, bro?
Man, I'm on cloud 100, to be honest with you. I think that the foundation that they set the last few years is really starting to the work is starting to show, you know what I'm saying? The flowers are starting to bloom and everything is happening perfectly. We have a great coaching staff, great sense of camaraderie with the players, and I think that we're really doing great. And I think that we're in incredible situation for the next honestly 10 to 15 years. These guys are really young, they're still really young, so I'm excited, man, and we're playing great, and it's fun to watch right now.
Where would you rank them now? Would you say they're a top 5, top 10 team?
I think they're top 10. I don't know about top 5, but I think that they are quickly rising to top 5, and I think that a lot of the teams that are at the top of the heap aren't going to be there for long because they have organizational dysfunction and issues and stuff in and out. I could look at almost every team outside of the Warriors and maybe the Bucks, and and say that they're going to be here the next 5 years, you know what I'm saying? And the Warriors they're there right now, and they probably got another 3-peat in them, I think.
Trust me, we're gonna talk about that, bro.
Right.
So speaking of which, what team were you a fan of growing up? I know you are from Memphis. For one, how'd you feel about the Grizz growing up?
Man, big Grizz fan, man. I remember before they moved to Memphis, watching with my mom, on the news that we might get an NBA team, because I was a huge Bulls fan, Michael Jordan fan growing up.
So was Sharky. I said so was Sharky before you.
Yeah, huge. I had the VHS tape with the six championship runs. I watched it all the time. Went to sleep watching ESPN. We used to get, I don't know if you guys remember, we used to get WGN on cable, so you could watch the Bulls games in Memphis. And I was a huge Michael fan. Had a Michael's jersey when I was 5 or 6. So I was a big NBA fan. And when we found out that we were getting a team, and right as they announced the team, we got the trade for Jason Williams, and I was a big fan of Jason Williams, being a white guy, being a point guard. I mean, I played ball until I was I played JV in high school, played AAU and stuff. So I was a big J Will fan, and that was a big deal. So yeah, I've been a Grizzlies fan since literally day one. They had the press conference at Hacks Cross, the FedEx on Hacks Cross, and my mom tried to get me up there because she works for FedEx, so I could see the press conference when they announced Jason Williams, when the team had literally just announced they're coming to Memphis. And yeah, I mean, since day one, the Grizz fan. Other than that, just was a Jordan fan, a Bulls fan back then. I still like the Bulls, but since Jordan left, it was immediately switched over to Grizz. Even when they sucked and everybody in school was a Lakers fan back then, I was always I like the Grizzlies. I don't care what y'all like. Even if we don't win but 22 games, I'm a Grizzlies fan. So
right, and then you went from Jordan to joining me on the bandwagon with the quote unquote Jordan of our generation with the Warriors, man.
See, but my thing with the Warriors is different because my boy Ian Clark was my next door neighbor, best friend growing up, literally my family. I grew up hooping with him. He moved next door to me when I was 5 or 6, kindergarten or first grade, and that was my best friend. So when the Warriors knocked the Grizzlies out of the playoffs that year in the second round, and we had them when we were up 2-1, and then they stopped guarding Tony Allen in the corner and did that whole thing and messed the Grizzlies off or whatever. And Steph hit that 3/4 court shot in game 6, I was like, and I went to game 4 of that series and was sitting there with my dad, like, these folks, they were blowing us out by 20 in the first quarter. And I was like, I've never seen this happen to the Grizzlies ever. And I became a Steph fan then, but then when my best friend or whatever from childhood joined the team the next year and actually became a member of the team, I ended up meeting Steph and Iggy and them when they retired Ian's jersey at Germantown a couple years later. So that's kind of my thing. I didn't really jump on it as much. I became an actual fan of Steph's play style and the Warriors play style at that point, because it was just, I watched them demolish the Grizzlies for, like, they blew the Grizzlies out those last 3 games. And I'd never seen that happen ever to the Grizzlies, like ever, that whole grit and grind run. But yeah, you know, and I think definitely would agree Steph is the Michael Jordan of our generation. And like, he's the best point guard in history. I actually was texting Ian about that a couple weeks ago when he broke the 3-point record. I was texting Ian like, do you think he's number 1? You've played with him. And he was like, nah, he's top 2. I still have Magic there. But I was like, man, I can't do it, bro. Like, Steph comes down the court and you're basically playing 4 on 3 because he's going to get doubled, you know what I'm saying, immediately. Like, if you don't double him, he's going to put up at least 35 or 40. Like, and I watched those when they were on that, after Ian joined the team, I watched every game until game 6 when Clay got hurt, like every single game. So I got to watch them blow everybody out. And Steph would have averaged like 45 or 50. He just didn't play in 75% of the fourth quarters. So yeah, like, he's the best ever. But yeah.
So of course, our relationship is grown through, you know, music, through DJing. But everybody in the world, once they see this clip, once they hear your voice, they're gonna know you as the turned white boy in all the Jookin videos, right? So 1, I want you to explain what exactly is Jookin, and 2, how long you've been a part of the community.
Wait, hold on, wait, time out. There's this thing I gotta learn. How do you spell that? Can you spell that for real quick for me?
How do you spell it?
Yeah, I'm not from Memphis, so I have to learn what it takes to be a
Memphis. It's called Memphis Jookin, like cooking or looking, right? Jookin. Memphis, MEMPHIS. We're not gonna spell out what the acronym means, but y'all know what it means. Just go to Google.
Hey.
Making easy money. You know.
You know the rest.
Jookin, JOOKIN, and you can follow Memphis Jookin on all social media platforms. Our Facebook page has hit 250,000 followers today. Twitter page at Memphis Jookin, verified like 10,000. Instagram page, TikTok, YouTube, everything. And Memphis Jookin is the current name for Gangsta Walking. Gangsta Walking is the style of dance that came out in the late 80s and early 90s when Memphians first started making their own original hip hop and rap music. Rap music and hip hop culture came out of New York and then spread to California. And then when it finally hit Memphis and Memphians began creating their own style, slowing the music down. And a DJ by the name of DJ Spanish Fly started creating the first original Memphis music. We created our own party dance. It was called Gangsta Walking back in the day. It was something that all of our, well, not mine, because my folks are super white. They listen to classic rock and whatever else. But everybody else in the city knew how to gangster walk, you know what I'm saying? And that was just the party dance, like the Hit Them Folks or the Whoa or the stuff that we have today on the internet. Like, we had our own thing. And in 2006 and 2007, there's a couple different names for Jookin or gangster walking. There's another one called chopping. There's another one called bucking or ticking. You know, if you're from Memphis, you've literally heard, like I heard Ian on the driveway when I was like 9 or 10 tell somebody like he didn't know how to chop. And I was like, I didn't know what that meant. Or you don't know how to buck, bro. You don't know how to whatever. And then YouTube came out and I understood what I would see at the school dances and what I would see sometimes. And I found out that they were calling it Memphis Jookin at that time. Jookin is just another word for like juke. And juke is just an African-American term that just basically means like buck dance or getting buck or just dancing to whatever tribal music or whatever is going on. And yeah, Memphis Jookin is just like the umbrella term for gangster walking or whatever, because they decided that they were going to call it that because people had started calling it Jookin in the city. and then they put the word Memphis on it to make sure that nobody could take it and not credit Memphis. And that's why we always make sure we keep the word Memphis in it, because we want to make sure that people can't steal from us, because they always try and they're not getting away with it no more, pretty much. So yeah.
And a lot of things have been stolen.
That.
A lot of things have been stolen from Memphis, but we ain't got to get into that whole conversation.
Oh yeah,
so we'll talk for another day, for another podcast. How long you been a part of the Jookin community?
So in 2007 I met Lil Buck, and that was when Jookin first hit YouTube. We were like the first viral street dance on YouTube back then. We were one of the first street dance communities to start putting videos up. They just started buying those little camcorders and whatever else, and just recording everything and just putting stuff on YouTube. And anybody that was from Memphis that was getting on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, in the early days, just wanted to see anything they could from the city. So those videos started going viral and whatnot. And I was a freshman in high school back then. So I met Lil Buck, and he showed me everything that was going on MySpace and YouTube. And I was like a hip hop dancer or whatever from like dance studios. And I was a junior Grizzlies dancer. I danced on the junior Grizzlies dance team when I was 11. The last year they were in the pyramid, I danced with them. The first year that they went to the playoffs or whatever. Actually, the first ever playoff game in Memphis at the pyramid was my birthday in 2004, when Hubie Brown got the Coach of the Year thing. And yeah, so like I was a dancer, and I was hooping and stuff too. And then like that moment of meeting Buck, showing me the YouTube thing, showing me Jookin, like I was always the guy that like I like to freestyle. I was really good at doing hip hop choreography, but I was always the person that would be like, you turn the beat on and I can't not basically dance or whatever. So then learning about Memphis Jookin and learning about what was going on, like I fell in love with it just from like the viewership. And then I ended up meeting the sensei of Jookin, Dr. Rico, who was Buck's teacher and Daniel's teacher and G-Nerd's teacher. And he became like my best friend and mentor. And then from there, man, I just became like the ultimate student of the game. They had just written a book on Jookin, like how to learn how to Jook, basically codifying it and breaking it down like ballet, so you could like learn all the moves, because all the moves had names to them, and learn about like the bounce, the Memphis bounce that like is the heartbeat of the dance style and everything else. And I just became like I was such good friends with Rico that like, and I went over his house and his apartment like every day, and like once he finally started teaching me, like I stuck with it and dove off in there. And then eventually, like from being a terrible jooker, I became good, because I was very bad in the beginning. And you could look at my early YouTube videos; they're very bad. They're very, very, very bad. And but yeah, just from there, man, I just fell in love with it. I'm in love with all things Memphis, and Jookin is just the most Memphis thing in the world. And it's just one of those things I just love like with all my heart, and like have put everything that I can into it. You know what I'm saying? The past almost, if it was 2007, it's been like 15 years now. That's crazy to think about. Finally starting to be an overnight success with it. We're finally starting to break through. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of going from this underground thing to this mainstream thing, but we're doing our best to keep it authentic and keep it Memphis and not lose the soul of it, because we don't want it to just turn into moves. You know, it's way more than moves. It's literally like being a jooker means like you are dancing to show the DNA of Memphis basically through your body. That's literally what jooking is. So yeah.
Outside of Gucci Mane's I Get the Bag, what's your favorite song to jook to?
That was so petty. There's a story about that. I dropped a Coca-Cola coming out of a gas station one time, and he was laughing at me because he was like, "You gonna fumble the bag one day and I'm gonna laugh at you." And I bought a Coke and came out the gas station and dropped that junk and it exploded. Yeah, that's why he said that. Favorite song that day was like never happened in my life. It was divine timing, law of attraction. Like he made me fumble the bag, like, and almost got it on video probably. Favorite song to jook to, man. Let me think.
Gotta be some Dolph related, right? Gotta be.
My favorite Dolph song, yeah, honestly, like this is one I've danced to so many times. Preach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually want to.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I think I love that song, man, and I like, yeah, it's crazy. I'm a huge Project Pat fan though, honestly. Like Pat's like my favorite Memphis rapper for sure. I could probably, I don't know if I would say he's my favorite rapper because I think I listen to a lot of different music, but man, there's so many. Like there's so many. Like I'm deep fried on it. Like I go back to like the underground stuff that's got like 10,000 views on YouTube and stuff that like people don't even know about, the instrumentals and all this other stuff that like, yeah, I'm deep fried. But yeah, we'll go with the one that I've never gone into a club and not played in the last like 10 years. And if I play it, I'm probably gonna juke to it, is Preach by Dolph for sure. Like, and I have definitely juked to that thing hundreds of times. I've battled people to it. I embarrassed somebody at the Bluff to it one night. Some little kid that wanted to challenge me was talking noise, saying he was going to battle me for $50. And
take his money like that. Why you take his money?
I didn't take his money. I just shut him up. I did. I shut him up. I definitely.
And of course, the dance to put you on the map was the shoot, right?
Yeah. Kind of. I had finally started figuring out how to go viral, how to use social media properly, and that's something that I realized at a point. I was like, we've got all this talent in the Jookin community, and I've got all this talent. At that point, I had like developed my talent, but yeah, I realized I started to figure out like how to like do videos that followed trends and things, and do it in my own way and keep it Memphis in my own way. So yeah, that shoot video that year, that was the first one that hit. That was my first million view video. I think it hit like 2.7 million in like a day or two or something. And that was the height of Block Boy's thing. And I realized later on, I didn't realize it at the time why it went so viral. Block Boy shared it from his Facebook page. I found out later on, and I was wondering why like it went from like it was doing good to all of a sudden it was like I was DJing at the Bluff and I was looking at my phone like, yo, it just went from 100,000 to 500,000. Yo, it just went to 900. I was sitting there like, oh my God, like, okay, cool. Like, and then I was like, I kind of get it now. I kind of understand how to do it, you know? And yeah, good times in some ways. That was a good part of those times.
So I definitely got a couple more questions. I'm not sure if the brothers got some. Who's the most famous person to follow you?
Drake.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think. Yeah, I would say Drake, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Drake's a pretty big deal.
Oh man, we got big timers on here.
Yeah, Drake. So Drake follows the Jookin page. So Drake's ties to Memphis are really deep. Like his father's from Memphis. Like his ties are like he's as Memphis as you can be. That's like not probably ever lived in the city, but he was coming down to Memphis all the time in the summer times. And you guys know his dad is always around. Like his dad, and his dad is a Memphis old school Memphis pimp, basically. Like, yeah, like his dad is Memphis as it can be. Like, yeah. So I ended up getting a long conversation with him about a song and some other stuff or whatever years ago. And in the process of doing that, like I ended up sending him my page or whatever, and he was like, oh, like we had this long conversation and this long thing, just like two grown men just basically two Memphians talking about Memphis rap music or whatever in the Jookin pages, Instagram DMs, and then we ended up connecting on that or whatever. But yeah, I guess that would be it. But yeah, he was cool. I mean, Drake's just a normal dude. Like, he's just cool. The other person he don't follow me. The other person I've met that I can think of in that realm is Steph, and Steph is like, man, Steph is just as cool as y'all. Like, you wouldn't even think he's the greatest shooter of all time. Like, yeah, man, this is cool and down to earth.
I got one. All right, so I got a 15-month-old daughter, and I'm about as Memphis as you can get. So I'm right there with you, Ryan. And I want to teach her how to juke. So if there are some secret sauce that you can tell us, if somebody wants to teach their 15-month-old daughter how to juke, what do I need to know? Where do I start off with?
All right, so first of all, you gotta put it on the Mr. Don't Play album. You gotta
okay.
and go to sleep with Mr. Don't Play on repeat. You gotta loop it. And then, man, the secret sauce to Jookin that everybody, like, we got all these dancers from all over the world. They're always trying to learn it. They're always looking at the moves, like the things you can do with your feet and the ankle break things that we do now that's popular, and getting on our toes and the toe spins and stuff that's popular. The secret sauce is the bounce. The bounce is the heartbeat of the dance. If you don't have that Memphis, like, when it comes on and you just, like, you feel that bounce, like, that's literally the secret to the dance, because, like, without that, your Jookin dies. You can do all the movements in the world, but the movements are done in other dance styles. What makes it Memphis is, like, the bounce and the sense of rhythm, and then the Memphis character and attitude that comes out, like, through doing the movements. Like, you literally look like, when you Jookin, a real Jooker looks like they from Memphis. They look like it looks like what you would just, how somebody would, like, handle themselves, like getting out the car and walking into the gas station and coming back out. They just doing more things or whatever. So that's literally the key, is the bounce. And yeah, so, like, I always tell somebody, I'm like, hey, bro, like, if you can get, I'd be teaching people. I got this guy I've been teaching for years, this good friend of mine, and he's like he's from Memphis, he's from Whitehaven, but he's like the weirdest Whitehaven person ever. He does not listen to music and doesn't, like, listen to, like, he's never really got into it.
You gotta do that for him.
And I'm like, bro, like, you can do all the moves, but, like, you don't, if you forget the bounce and forget the rhythm. I had to tell him the other day, I was like, bro, you just gonna have to come to the club with me every time I DJ and just hang out, because, like, if you got all the slides, all the everything, you know how to do everything with your body, but, like, you just don't look like you from Memphis, like, and that's just the bounce. So that's literally the key, man. So yeah, just let us sleep to Mr. Don't Play, bro. You know what I'm saying? Put Gorilla Pimp on repeat a couple times, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, she gonna come out talking smart, but
that's
fine. Probably breaking some rules too.
That's fine. So I think what I'm gonna do is me and the baby, we're gonna probably see some videos of me and her just bouncing to Gorilla Pimp. We're gonna do that for you.
I promise.
Don't be surprised when you get them.
As soon as she gains some type of control over her body, that rhythm will not be there. And so whatever I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
She already got a DJ table X too. I'll send him the video of her DJing.
I'm telling you, man. Like, once you get that, like, you can learn the footnotes, the foot positions. You can learn all that other stuff can be learned, but, like, you gotta have that bounce in you, man.
Gotta have that bounce. Gotcha.
You gotta have that bounce in you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all be in the club, and everybody be in the club, just the whole time.
It's the rocking, it's the head movement, that's what
Jookin is. Jookin is just like, I got the bounce is so deep in me. I gotta let it out. Like, you just gotta let it out. I gotta move around. Like, that's what it is. Even for me today, like, I be DJing and stuff, and, like, sometimes it just comes over me. I'm like, I can't.
He's literally the only person I've ever seen DJ and Jook at the exact same time. It's creepy. Yeah. So I got one more question. What does it mean to keep in Memphis? It's something you said before we started, and it's something that you actually just said. But what does it mean to keep in Memphis?
I mean, it just means, like, when you're from Memphis, you have these specific characteristics and traits about you that are unique. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact I could bring up, I said Project Pat, Mr. Don't Play, and everybody in here was like, yeah, like, it's just being authentically and not shying away from, like, the unique things about our city, period. Like, the way we talk, the way we dress, the music we listen to, the jokes that are funny to us. Like, I could say the word pothole, and every one of y'all gonna be like, I could say the word Dixie Queen, and y'all gonna be like, or I could say
James.
I could say.
I about to say insert hot wing spot here.
Yeah, I could say. I mean, like, right now, I could say Zebo.
Whoop that trick. You could say whoop that trick and then go off.
Zebo. I could say Ja now. Like, Ja is like he has that culture about him. Like, it's just that thing that's like just that attitude and that spirit of, like, we're underdogs. We're, like, the smallest big city in the United States, but our culture has influenced everything. We're the North Pole. Like, Christmas just happened. We are the North Pole. FedEx is here. The world headquarters of Nike Logistics is here. Like, meaning everything comes through Memphis. And it's just like, you just got to keep that in you and not when you go other places, like I'm sure Tevin's doing in Phoenix, and like every time I travel, we're getting ready to do this Memphis Jookin tour and stuff. It's like showing up someplace and being like, I'm not finna change who I am. I ain't finna change how I talk. I'm not finna change how I dress. I'm not finna change how I dance. I'm not finna change the music I listen to. Like, I'm from Memphis, like, and I'm just gonna keep it that way, and I can't not be that. And that's just the thing, you know. We don't have to water down who we are because we have good intentions, and our city is important and is unique, and we just gotta embody that and not ever forget that, you know, because like we're special and we are unique. Like, you know, we could talk about Nashville, that's mini LA. We could talk about New York, that's just a blending, melting pot of everything outside of the boroughs and the things or whatever that go on there. But you can't say that like Memphis isn't just this unique thing. You can feel it, like coming from Mississippi and cross state line, come from Nashville and cross that. Like soon as you get here, you like it's just different, man. So just, you know, trying to keep that energy alive and be real about it and not like shy away from who we are. Like we're special, you know. It ain't no place on earth like Memphis. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and then definitely no water. Like it is from Memphis as well.
Exactly. It's like so many things, man. We could go on forever. Like,
yeah. Question for you, Ryan, as we kind of segue ourselves. Being someone that's been a fan for the Grizzlies since the beginning and day one, and I love the reference of Jason Williams, White Chocolate, as well. But if you could put together a starting five of Grizzly players, who would be your starting five?
Well, unfortunately, Mike Conley would not make the cut. At this point, I've met Mike. Mike's a good dude. I literally met him. He was a rookie. I met him in the mall. He was walking around Macy's in Collierville by himself, like rookie season. They were getting demolished, and he was walking around the mall just like look shell shocked. Like I'm in Memphis, I don't know where I am, but we getting our tail beat, and they hate me and all this stuff. But no, he wouldn't make the cut. So Ja at the one. We're gonna have enough offense to carry us. I'm gonna put Tony at the two. Even though Tony ain't worth. Tony to miss more layups than anybody in NBA history. My God, Tony was so infuriating. Like he would make the most amazing defensive play and come down and just be like, "Bro, like, can you put the ball in the square, bro? Like, this is basketball 101. Like, oh my God,
by himself too.
Yes,
He'd be in the open floor. It'll just be him.
Blowing them giants. Oh my God. But I put him at the two because I think we all right. The three, man, there's so many good threes, but they all like none of them like jump ahead of each other to me. Like we had Mike Miller, we had Shane Battier,
Rudy,
Sean Prince, Rudy. I mean, Rudy's there, but I don't really mess with Rudy like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never really mess with him. He too Hollywood, man. He never just was like couldn't get down with him. That's part of why Powell left. I was like, bro, you ain't Memphis. You ain't Memphis. Like, Powell Memphis. Like Powell's Memphis. Like until they started doing all that stuff and like, yeah, and I remember them being in the forum and them booing Powell. Like, yeah. So I'll go Mike Miller, honestly. I'll go Mike as the three. I mean, up until now, I think he was the best 3-point shooter we've ever had. I think Bane is there, honestly. I think Desmond is there. Yeah, I mean he just need time, honestly. But like he gonna shatter whatever that 3-point record is. He's gonna shatter it. And then obviously the 4 and 5, like I would love to put Powell there, but Powell's gonna have to be the 6th man. You know, Zebo and Mark for sure. Yeah.
You wouldn't put Triple J in there? No,
bro, chill out.
He's going to be there. Like he's going to be there. I mean, he's will be there for sure. He will be there. His ceiling is so high. He will be there. He will definitely surpass Zach, in my opinion, at some point in time. And that's big shoes to fill. But yeah, he'll definitely be there. He's such a diverse player, and he plays both sides of the ball like so well. He was incredible yesterday, like incredible. But that's normal. He just needs to build his momentum and just get reps and just be confident. You know, like honestly, like and he's playing with 3 ball dominant guards too, like that are gonna shoot the ball every time they touch it, pretty much. Like, excluding Ja, but Ja's gonna get his 20 shots a night, so it just is what it is. But yeah, I think he will be there. The real question is, like, will he be there at the 4 or the 5, basically? Because I feel like they're gonna go small. They playing right now, but they're gonna end up doing the small ball thing for sure at some point. And he's gonna end up running the 5 like he was yesterday, and he was killing Zubac. Like he was doing him in. Like, at a point, it was just like, come on, bro, you can't hold him. Like,
yeah, that's called barbecue chicken.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Real good barbecue chicken too. Yeah. Yeah. So Ja, Tony, Mike Miller, Zebo, and
Jake Sokolidis.
Bro, chill out.
And Hamed Haddadi.
Hey, don't disrespect Hamed like that, though. You made history.
And Hashim to beat. And Bo Outlaw at the 4. Yeah.
All right, so
okay, can we get to the show?
Move on.
This week for the Grizz.
We can tell y'all.
Come on, man! I can tell you about all the sloggers ever. Like, we can list them all. I got
Brian Cardinal,
Brian Cardinal, top 5 slowest Grizzlies ever. Oh my God, we could go there. Oh my God.
Oh, Allen Iverson on that list.
He only played like a game.
Damn near.
Well, that's why he's still top 5 of slowest Grizzlies all time.
Slowest, bro.
Anyway.
We're gonna have to do a list, y'all. That's
for another day, though. We another time.
No, for real, we're gonna have to do that.